This is you getting out of bed after working two doubles at your local Walmart, then getting a call from your boss because you're late, or having to work overtime at your company because there's a deadline that you're trying to hit. Yeah, you like shit. You smell like shit. Your room looks like shit. All these things suck. Working sucks, and there's three reasons why they do. This right here, this is Akira. Look at the light in his eyes. A poor child that doesn't even know there's fortune about to befall him. The corporate world. On his first day, he had to work overtime. Overtime. Imagine being so excited for your first position just for your boss to say, I need you to stay an extra 10 hours on your first day. The work environment was next to toxic. He didn't get to leave work until 2 days later. Day in and day out, he worked like a slave. I'm sure this is something like a lot of us could relate to. Working overtime with no pay, having your employer make you stay longer hours for no reason. This is when you come to the realization that your company cares nothing about you. They wouldn't care if you got into a car accident the next day, blew out your hip walking down the steps, or got shot in a drive-by the nigga named Tyrone. They don't care. If anything, your spot will just get filled up the next day. There is one thing that gets men like us out of the darkness, that pit of despair, that growing loneliness. You know what got him out of that darkness? That kept him going back for more? Tits. Yeah, I'm talking about those bazungas. Breast. Chest matter. That's what got him out of the darkness. That's what kept making him go back and forth. But you know what I found interesting? That very thing that kept him out of the darkness sent him into despair. He found out the girl he was interested in was getting clapped by the CEO in a storage closet room. That shit was hilarious. Now left with nothing, that one demon kept craning in his mind. That one demon came to fuck him. Burnout. Day in and day out, he worked himself to the bone for a company that didn't care about him. And then finally, he croaked over, and now he looks like this. Now, if you don't know what burnout is, let me explain it to you. This is what burnout is. Ever had a feeling after doing something that you wanted to blow your brains out? It's when you're doing an assignment for so long, you're working on a project for so long, that your Colt 94, 95, what other caliber you got, 9mm 5.56, I don't care, starts to look real tasty. That's what burnout is, when all your neurons are fried and you feel like jumping off a cliff. That's what happens when you don't have a break. That is one of the first pillars of having a shitty job. When it comes to working, there is one simple answer you have to ask yourself. Do you like it? Now the majority of the population answers that question. I'll give you some time to guess. Alright, that's enough fucking time. This is how typical people respond. You be, I don't know, person A and I'll be person B. Pretend you asked me the question, do you like your job? You know what my response would be? Fuck! I hate this shit, is how I'd respond to your question, and then I'll proceed to stomp you out. For even asking me such a retarded, redundant, and stupid question. I can just get more into the nitty gritty. Let's not pretend you don't even like your fucking job. So let's not pretend what I'm saying is outlandish or ludicrous. Now that we got that out of the way, this is why it's important to figure out what you want to do. Don't shrug your fucking shoulders at me. I'm serious. If you did shrug, and if you're not paying attention, this is important. It's important to figure out what you want to do. I don't care what you want to be. Maybe you want to be a stripper. Oh shit, I probably can't say that, can I? Shit, maybe you want to be a priest, or you want to be the next Andrew Tate. To put in perspective, this guy hated his job so much that he would rather the ending of the world than having to go to work the next day. Too many of us can relate. Too many of us don't like what we do. And too many of us would rather die than hear that motherfucking alarm go off again. You know the alarm I'm talking about. Are you still broke? I know you are, in the same way you have no bitches. You can slave away at the same job and still have no money, living paycheck to paycheck, just like the corporate slave Akira was. This is the final pillar. This is the breaking point for most people. The third point. Let's do a thought experiment real quick. This could be pertaining to your real life, or I don't know, it could not. You just work 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts, and you still only have enough money to buy some cup ramen, a bag of Lay's, and some Powerade. Not even Gatorade, Powerade. You can't afford Gatorade.